Hey everybody, Mr. Bells here. Happy St. Patrick's Day 2024. This is going to be a pretty quick video on sequences in series and how to be able to find the explicit formulas, a sub a certain number, s sub a certain number, based on the fact that we have given two terms in the middle of the sequences, so maybe like an A5 and an A13. Here we go. I'm going to start with arithmetic ones, and we're going to go from there. So let's say that I had an a sub 5 is equal to 50 and an a sub 11 is equal to, I'm going to do an easier one this time, but still follow the math okay. Let's say a sub 11 is equal to, let's go to 100. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is kind of just for you to have it make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth term is 50. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11th term is 200. That we have something that looks like this. So if we're trying to find this as an arithmetic, and again, this could be any sequence right now because I only have given you two terms. So I'm going to tell you it's arithmetic. And arithmetic means that it has to go up through addition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the difference in the terms, 200 minus 50, that's 150, and I'm going to divide that by the difference in the term numbers. 11 minus 5 is equal to 6. So I'm going to take 150 and I'm going to divide it by 6. So on my handy dandy little calculator, 150 divided by 6 tells me that each term has to go up by 25 in order for this to work out. So I know that my D is equal to 25. So then if I go here, I know that in my class at least, I'm going to do 25n plus what I call the fixer. Well, the fixer is just whatever term's right down here. So that means I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down from 50. So I've got to, and this is going up by 25, I've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down from that number. So on my handy dandy little calculator, I know that that term number is 50. So I got 50. And I'm going to do minus 25, because if I'm going down, it's minus 25. I have to do that 5 times. So if this was the fifth term right here, this was the fifth term right here, and I need to find a sub 0, I would have to do that subtraction of 25 5 times, and that gives me negative 75. So then I know that this is my generalized equation. A sub n equals 25n plus a negative 75. Now I could do a quick little check. This is supposed to be a sub 11, and I would always do this before I move on and try and answer any of the questions. I would plug 11 in to the 25n to see if it gave me 200. So here we go. 25 times 11 minus 75, right? That's the minus 75s right there. I get 200. So that means that this sequence actually works. So then if I was to ask you, okay, what's S sub 50 equal to? Or what's A sub 100 equal to? That I could use this equation with this. Now, if I want to know A sub 100, that means the 100th term. This is the 11th, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way up to the 100th term. Well, that's simply 25 times 100 minus 75. I get 2,425. If I wanted to know S sub 50, I'd have to do it this way. And again, for those of you who know, since this is arithmetic, you could do S sub 50 as A1 plus AN over 2 times N. That adds them all up. That's a formula for it, but I'd have to know the first term, which is this one right here. And, and then I'd have to know the 50th term, and I could plug in 1 and I could plug in 50 to get those. Or I can do the sum sequence expression 25n minus 75 comma n comma 1 comma 50 comma 1. I can do that on my calculator. Again, expression, variable, starting point, ending point, and how much you're going up by. Or I could do this on my calculator if I have one of the fancier calculators. And that would go x equals 1 or n equals 1 or whatever you have, 1 to 50. And then you just have to put the expression in here, 25x minus 75. So all three of these things should get you the same stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, since my calculator has the summation button, I'm going to do that first. So that's math and 0. There's my summation button. I'm going to do x equals 1 to 50 of 25x minus 75. You get 28,125. So then that answer should be 28,125. And that's what the first 50 terms of this sequence look like. Okay? Now, if I wanted to do some sequence on my calculator, I should get the exact same number. So here we go. Second and list, over to math, number 5, sum. Second and list, over to ops, number 5, sequence. I put the expression in, which is 25x minus 75. And I could use n if I wanted. I just got to make my variable n. So whatever I use here has got to be here. Same thing that way. 1 to 50 going up by 1. Now again, older calculator people, you've just got to put a comma in between each of these things that I put down my list like that. Okay? And I go to paste, poof, and I get 28,125. So either way, again, even the old 83s still have the sum sequence button. So that's how I do an arithmetic one. Geometric one is a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead, I'll actually start it right over here. So let's say a sub 4 is equal to 10, and a sub 9 is equal to 264. And I want to know a sub n equals, I want to know a sub, say, 14 equals, and I want to know s sub 25. I want to know the sum of the first 25 terms. So I want to know all these things. Well, if it's geometric, again, I'll put that here. I said it, but I'll make sure that it's labeled that way. If it's geometric, now I'm looking for something completely different. I'm looking for, watch, 1, 2, 3, fourth term is 10. That's a sub 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ninth term, a sub 9, is 264. So I don't need to add 254 to get here. I need to multiply this 10 by something to get to 264, except I have to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay? So this is what I need to do. I need to go and find out what my multiplier is, so 264 divided by 10. And then I need to actually root it by the difference in my terms. So 9 minus 4. So I'm actually going to have to do this to find my r. I need the fifth root of 26.4, because 264 divided by 10 is 26.4. So on my handy dandy little calculator, I'm going to do the fifth root, so that's math. And right down here, number 5 is an xth root. So if I have to go beyond a cube root, which I do, I need to do an xth root, 5. So I'm going to do number 5, and I put the fifth in there in that little root, and then I do 26.4 here, and I see that my number, my multiplier, my rate is 1.92451271.8. Okay? So let's do a quick little thing and see if this makes sense. Well, I'm going to store that in alpha r for my rate right now, just so that I kind of have that here. And let's check it out. So I'm going to do 10 times alpha r, and that should get me that blank, times alpha r, and that should get me that blank. Do it again, that should get me that blank. Do it again, that should get me that blank. And if I do it one more time, I should get 264. And I did. So now I know my rate's okay. So what do? I come over here to this term, and I know a sub n is equal to a sub 1 times my rate, which is, again, if I scroll up here, that 1.9245. And I'm going to go ahead and put in 1.9245. But when I actually do the work, I'm going to use the R. I'm going to use the R key. And that's to the n minus 1 power, right? That's the general formula for geometric, right? Geometric is a n equals a1 times rate to the n minus 1, just like that. So now I just need to find my a sub 1. Well, if this is 10 here, the fourth term, and I need the first term right here, I'm going to go divided by r, divided by r, divided by r, or 3 of those divisions by r. So I'm just going to go here on my home screen clear, 10 divided by alpha r to the third power. That's dividing it by r, dividing it by r, dividing it by r. And you can see that my first number is going to be 1.4029. So I got 1.4029 like that. And I'm going to just store that in A, store that in alpha A, so that I know that that's what my first term is. So now I want to do a sub 14. Well, a sub 14 is equal to a1 times rate to the 14 minus 1 power. Oh, no, wait, I said I should do this first. I'm going to check the ninth term. Check the ninth term right now, okay? So a1, which is alpha A, right, times the rate, alpha r, and I'm checking the ninth term, that would be the 9 minus 1 power, so I raise it to the 8th, right, 9 minus 1, and I should get 264. Look, I got 264. So I know that that works. So a1 is A, rates there, 8. So if I want to do the 14th, I'm just going to do alpha A, parentheses alpha r, raised to the 13th power, because that's n minus 1. And I get 6,969.6, 6,969.6. And then S sub 25, I might as well do it here. Math 0, right? Math 0. Let's go x equals 1 to 25, and that's first term. And look at this. I can still do it even in here. I can do alpha A, and then parentheses alpha r, and then raised to the, now if I used x minus 1, I can't put 24 in here. I gotta use my variable. So I'm going to raise it to the x minus 1 power, just like that. And I can do that right there. And that's, that's that number. So what's that? 19,460,068.05. And now I haven't rounded anything. Okay, so again, big picture. How do I do arithmetics when I'm given 2 terms in the middle of a sequence? I find the difference in the values. I find the difference in the terms. I divide them. That's my difference. I work backwards to find a sub 0, and I write my explicit formula. When I have geometric, 2 different ones, I find the ratio between these two, 264 over 10, and I take the 5th root or the nth root of whatever the term values are, term numbers are. So 9 minus 4, 9th term minus 4th term, that's 5. 5th root of 26.4. I like to store that answer in there to find out what my rate is. And then I go, how far back do I have to go? Remember again that on arithmetic, that's a sub 0. On geometric, the thing I need is a sub 1 in the formula. Okay? Hopefully this helped, and that you can be able to practice any of the ones that we've done in class or have for homework assignments. So again, arithmetic and geometric sequences, when you're given two terms in the middle of your thing and you want to find out any general equation for it, or a sub some number or s sub some number. Hopefully that was helpful. You have a great day.